It is close to Christmas. What day is it today? It's Sunday, 22nd of December, and I'm at the Mount Henry Bridge, which is right behind me. Beautiful, gorgeous morning. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I'm just waiting for Lance. And I thought, well, while I'm waiting for him, I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough about the stuff on my bike, things that have changed this year, the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, let's get to it. I'm going to start front, move to the back. So let's go. All right, at the pointy end of things, we have the Cyclic Fly 12 Sport, and this guy I highly recommend. After having used it for about 8 months now at least, I've come to realize that there are many cameras out there, but not all are equal. Not so much in terms of quality, but in terms of a finished product. What do I mean by finished product? Well, Cyclic have got this thing called Upright, and it seamlessly integrates uploading of all your incidents from the camera to an online database, which is really cool. The battery life of this thing is also pretty good. I've gone for like, how many hours can I say? At least 8-9 hours before the battery really goes flat, and that is pretty impressive. It means that I don't have to charge it all the time. It's also pretty compact, as you can see, about the same size, actually a little bit shorter than my computer, the IGS 800 by IGP Sport. Good segue there, which I love. I've been using the Wahoo Element Roam for pretty long now. I've been a Wahoo fanboy for the longest time, from the Bolt V1 to the V2 to the Roam 1 and then the Roam version 2 Element Roam. And when I started using this IGP Sport computer, I was a bit hesitant, but I've grown to love it. The battery life of this thing is absolutely insane. At least 40 plus hours of actual use before it really gets drained. I usually charge it before that, but I get at least a full week's worth of riding out of one charge, which is great. It's also got a big screen. The screen is very sensitive, which is cool, and it's highly customizable. For example, like if I wanted to move cadence and grade, instead of going into the app like I would, I just tap there and boom, it moves. Let me just move that back, and finalize. Cool. So I love it. Absolutely highly recommend. Alright, pointy end of stuff as well. This year I took off my one-piece handlebar and replaced it with the Aero handlebars. Pretty funky bars here, but they get you in such an amazingly comfortable position that it is ridiculous. You can stay there for so long. Gives good support as well for your wrists when you are down in an aero tuck on the aero hoods position, they would say. I was with Luke Durbridge just the other day, 2 days ago, riding, and when he saw these bars, he was like, if I wasn't sponsored, I'm gonna get one of these bars. And he showed me how on his bike, the Giant, when he went into a tuck position, there was absolutely nothing under his wrist at all. It sort of terminated around there. And so, yeah, good stuff. Very ergonomic. Not too expensive as well. You're looking at around the $400+ mark, and I think that's a really good price point by a cent. If you're in Australia, you can get it from Glen Parker Cycles. If not, you can Google Ascent. Okay, beautiful. This thing also allowed me to get a longer stem. My integrated ICS cockpit, I had a 90mm stem, and because of the back sweep, they recommend for the short reach a 20mm extension, but I went with 30, so from 90 to 120, and no regrets whatsoever. Let's move on over here. This saddle I've had with me for the longest time. Excuse my COVID cough. Absolutely love the Sella SMP saddle. It's not for everyone. If it fits your bum, it fits your bum. But for me, I love it. It's a little bit expensive, but it looks great and it works great. The next one is the Daramo seat post. So the Daramo seat post here I got from Marginal Gains Maintenance, and I want to say thank you to them again, because this is a great little seat post. Super light. It's pretty funky as well. held up with these screws here, and if you can see, it looks pretty fragile, but no, it's good. It is very good. It's also very bling. This piece of carbon is one of the prettiest things on the bike. Concentric Cycling provides these 3D printed adapters way better, more secure than the rubber bands that you would use. The only thing would be if you wanted to use something else, yeah, you have to unscrew it, and it's a bit of a it's not as easy, put it that way, but you get to put all your computers, your lights, and it's very, very solid right there. So good stuff. There are a few different brands that make these 3D printed stuff, but Concentric Cycling has one of the nicer designs, a well polished, finished product. Alright, let's get back a little bit to the frame. The SLR01 frame, it is not the latest thing anymore, but it's still really, really nice. Very compliant, very sleek and light. One of the most interesting, one of my favorite things is the seat stays. Absolutely skinny, but fantastic in terms of compliance. Makes the ride super soft and comfortable without being too bouncy. Alright, brake pads. Now, these brake pads are one of my favorite things because they look great and they work really, really well. If there's one thing from Absolute Black that I would highly recommend, it would be the graphene pads. I absolutely swear by them. They brake so well, you just gotta try them. Okay, crankset. One of the things I changed for this year was the crankset. I took off the Dura Ace crankset and replaced it with the Neutron carbon crankset. It had a power meter on, and this one I've swapped that out, the Shimano power meter, for a Magine, not Magine, this is XKD power meter, and it hasn't skipped a beat. Amazing piece of technology. Power meters are now so cheap and they look so good as well. One thing about these cranks, they're 165 mils long for the crank arms, which is great. I found that it's really better for me. I'm a shorter rider at 172, and they're great. I wanted to go shorter, but they didn't have anything shorter, so there. The chain rings shift as well as the Shimano ones. I kid you not, Shimano has the Hyperglide. This thing shifts just as well. So I would highly recommend these Neutron cranks. Do a Google search. If you're in Australia, most local bike shops that work with this company called Cycle Motion, the distributor, will have these carbon cranks, and they don't cost a whole lot. Like, to get with the power meter and everything, around $1,000. Okay, what else do we have? Yes, one thing I changed for this year was my cassette. I went from an 1130 to 1134 granny gears, but it has helped me so much in terms of enjoying my ride, and I think riding is all about enjoyment as well. Doesn't matter if you're running granny gears, honestly, because if you're running granny gears and you can keep up, that's much more fun than having so-called pro gears, smaller cogs, and then yeah, pushing up. That's pretty old school. Now all the pros are actually using crazy big cassettes as well, so yeah. Okay, down to this guy, Absolute Black hollow cage. Do I recommend it? If you like your bike bling, yes, 100%. If you're looking for practicality, nah, it doesn't do much except look good. Got scratched up over here because the chain came off. I think in one of my reels you would have seen a stick got in, and this whole thing literally came off. Yeah, because there's no chain guide or anything. Alright, so that is a rundown of my bike. Yep, so hope you guys have a great Christmas. New Year's is coming as well. All the fun festivities. Ride safe as you guys are out there, and yeah, I'm still waiting for Lance. See you guys.